All 15 OVC games until this one tonight were started by the same 5, but tonight a little deviation, but understood certainly for Lennox Forest's team that has an opportunity here to really improve their seeding in the OVC tourney next week in Nashville with a win, and we've laid out the scenarios as well that Eastern Illinois really, to get a win, would put them in. You wouldn't want to have to wait and find out here by halftime about that Austin Peay UT Martin game. And it is the Panthers with the opening tip, and certainly a little more pressure right now, Joe, on the Panthers, you would think, to try to get a victory here and take care of the business themselves.
I would expect that's the case, but I think at least, what you can hope for is that you have your destiny in your own hands at the end of the year, and Eastern Illinois is in that situation. They have the opportunity. They know what needs to be done.
Exactly right. There was a similar scenario, as we mentioned earlier, that prevailed last year for Eastern Illinois in the finale against SIUe. And that was Blanford with the miss as a little hop step in the lane, quickly pushing it ahead are the Cougars, and this is Nunn. Also misses the rebound control by Piper and the Panthers of Eastern Illinois. Reggie Smith is followed by Tim Johnson here in the early going of this important OVC finale for both schools. And let's talk the head coach of Eastern Illinois, of course, Jay Spoonhour, the Spoonhour family near and dear to the hearts of many in this area of the Midwest.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think that there was a lot of folks that were excited when he came back to a head coaching position last season with the Panthers.
And doing a nice job of really reworking this entire lineup from last year to this year, and having the ability to bring in several players. There's a tie-up as Blanford is tied up, and that will go over to the Cougars. Let's take a look at our first replay, brought to you by Runwell, located on 100 East Vandalia Street in Edwardsville, proud sponsor of Cougar Athletics, and good double team there by the Cougars, and certainly the defensive end of things got away from them against Belmont. They'd like to tighten things up in this game. There's Johnson, ball knocked away, a block by Olivier. This is Johnson again, though, knocking down the three-pointer and getting the scoring going for SIUe.
And Tim Johnson is one of those players that certainly can get hot from long range. Wednesday night against Belmont, he ended up one of those nights. He ended up with 18 points that night. He certainly can be dangerous.
Now the score update from that also important game, Austin Peay at UT Martin, all tied up at 38 at halftime. And of course, you can't help these young men of Eastern Illinois probably doing a little scoreboard watching. 1-0 at halftime. Follow jam, and an impressive one by Tim Johnson.
Well, the energy and excitement is there for SIUe. Final home game of the season for the SIUe Cougars, and certainly looks like that they're at least hyped up and ready to go.
Ball out to Chapman, misses that shot. Belleville area native, but quickly up the court. And the foul by Stewart, and one because he gets it to fall.
That one sat on the rim. It must have seemed like an eternity for Donovan Stewart. It felt long enough sitting over here. He waited the crowd and the collective breath. Just a follow dunk from Tim Johnson, just in the right spot, that backside rebound. You're going to see it again. Salas has just missed it off the front, but Tim Johnson was all over. Here's Stewart, and watch this one just hang on the rim. Man.
Good one time.
Frustration there by Dylan Chapman. How often do you see a guy misses on one end and a break goes the other way and he commits the foul, which the Belleville, Illinois native did right there. And the free throw no good by Stewart. But a 7-0 lead. A very fast start offensively for the Cougars, and Eastern Illinois trying to get on the board and get things settled down here. This is Reggie Smith, second leading scorer for the Panthers. Puts it back out to Anderson, who goes back over to Chapman. They go around the perimeter, and this is Smith. Misses the three, knocked back out front, though. Austin drives, misses on the baseline. Here comes Donovan Stewart pushing it ahead. Christian Salisic getting the start. Back over to Ray Lester, and they're going to call him for a walk. Lennox Forester in his 7th season here with the Cougars of SIUe, and incrementally getting better and better now in their 3rd season, Division I, 2nd official season as OVC eligible member.
And obviously, one of the big goals for Lennox Forester and for the program was first and foremost make that Ohio Valley Conference tournament, be part of that 8-team field in Nashville, and take your chances and see what you can do, see if you can make some noise in that tournament.
Of course, Eastern Illinois last year under Jay Spoonhour did make the tournament, fighting to get an opportunity this year to go for a 2nd year in his 2 years at the head of the program, and for Lennox Forester in just their 2nd year of OVC action will make the tournament. Now it's just about the seeding. And here's Tim Johnson, an outstanding start to the game for him. Chris Davis, one of the regular starting 5 back in the lineup now. This is Roselle Nunn knocking down the 3. And a quick timeout on the court by Jay Spoonhour as you see this one maybe starting to get away early on, just 3.5 minutes in.
You know what's interesting? We came on the air comparing this game to that game in Charleston that finished out the season last year. It was very, very similar because Eastern Illinois came out on fire last year, and it was SIUe that needed that win to go on, and it just was a disastrous start for SIUe last year. Certainly this isn't anything disastrous for Jay Spoonhour and the Panthers, but he wants to keep it that way, keep this one in check, and at 10-0, got to take a break.
And we talked about it briefly as well. When we're talking 19, 20, 21-year-olds, they might find themselves a little bit tight, a little bit, knowing what the scenario is, knowing that this could be their final game of the year if they don't win, and the other scenario with Austin Peay. But you got to credit SIUe because they come out knowing that they can only improve their seeding. They have nothing to lose. They can only capitalize on an opportunity to get a win and get a better seed.
And I certainly think that there is some danger there to a team coming out, too comfortable. And so far, SIUe has not done it.
Steal there by Keaton Jackson. Bounce pass ahead to Donovan Stewart. He's called for the walk.
And a little out of control right there as they one extra pass from Donovan Stewart at looked like, and got a little out of control, and I guess that's where he traveled.
Now the Panthers, after that timeout, weren't able to get a shot off as the ball was stolen, and they'll reset their offense. Just try to jumpstart things here. Blanford, closely guarded by Nunn. Shot high off the glass, no good. Fought for a rebound to Keaton Jackson. Stewart hands it off to Chris Davis. Behind the back dribble. Dishes into the corner and nobody there. So a turnover for the Cougars. And there's a timeout on the court. 15:49 left here in the first half. It's been all Cougars of SIUe so far, leading 10-0. 5 of those points from Johnson. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty good. For one of them.
I'm serious. It was so much. We went into that game at Charleston. Everybody felt good. Like warm-ups looked good. Like everybody was real confident. And I'm not kidding. It was like the Cougars didn't even show.
Yeah. Okay. Back with OVC basketball here on Fox Sports Midwest, and a 10-0 lead for the Cougars of SIUe over Eastern Illinois. And the series history, though, it's lopsided in Eastern Illinois' favor of many of those scenarios before SIUe became a Division I member as well. Obviously, we look back to that last meeting last year, but the meeting earlier this season, back on the 1st of February, also going to the Panthers at 76-70.
Yeah, SIUe has had its struggles playing in Charleston, Illinois. In fact, has never won a game in Charleston against Eastern Illinois. So, you know, and obviously these two will see each other a lot more since SIUe joined the OVC and became a conference member.
Chapman goes inside the Blanchford on the baseline. Too strong. The rebound putback is good by Keenan Anderson.
Anderson in a perfect spot there on the backside to get that cleanup rebound and put it back up and down for points.
Well, there's one thing that the Panthers have, and that's size. And a lot of that size doesn't even get in the starting lineup.
You know, when looking at this, one of the stats that blew me away is that this team is second in the OVC in blocks, and yet you look and nobody stands out, but as you start to examine, they have 6 players with 15 or more blocks, so they really are a tough team underneath, inside there.
It's real team defense, and you see Maurice Wiltz kind of doubled over there, and wonder if he got kind of a shoulder stinger as he was fouled.
Got to look at it and kind of see maybe what the issue was right here as he turns the corner. And I think he did. It was really kind of an awkward, Anderson kind of came down and almost sat on his arm and his shoulder. And it was all inadvertent, obviously. It was just the fact that they both kind of got to the same spot at the same time.
See if that affects his free throw shooting. Strong on the first one, a 71, almost 72% free throw shooter.
He certainly still looks like he's in some pain. He's not comfortable at all.
Wonder if Lennox Forrester may have to, well, they'll certainly keep an eye on him. Second one is good. A hot start for SIUe. The one free throw there from the floor, shooting 57%, while the Panthers of EIU shooting just 13% to start this one. Trying to answer back is Sherman Blanchford, and he's fouled and goes down hard himself, but pops right back up.
Heck of a move at the free throw line right there. Blanchford got himself to the basket, in position to get some points, and for his sake, we'll try to get him out at the free throw line.
Sherman Blanchford has been, well, he's been a workhorse, but he has been outstanding in his senior season. Philadelphia native, the senior 6'6", 215. But Joe, the last 7 games, he's averaging nearly 23 points a game and 11 rebounds. He's just carrying this basketball team.
Yeah, he has been very, very good, and you don't have to remind SIUe, he had a monster game in Charleston against the Cougars.
On the putback there by Keenan Anderson, and suddenly their ability to clean the glass and that size advantage showing through for Eastern Illinois. This is Donovan Stewart driving, reverse layup good.
No idea how Donovan kept his dribble there as he went right in front of the Eastern Illinois bench. He almost looked like he was about to lose it. Somehow kept it and still was able to get to the basket.
This is Anderson again. Jackson with the foul and gets the bucket to fall, so he'll have a chance at three-point play.
I was going to say, if I'm Keenan Anderson, just take the shot there from the free throw line. There's Stewart as he turns the corner there. And it was right before that he was able to keep that dribble, but then Eastern Illinois, well, they've got a response to it right here. Hard to the hoop went Keenan Anderson, gets the points. Andy is going to have a chance for the three-point play.
Well, they're chipping away at this lead nicely. Remember, a 10-0 run to start the game for SIUe. A chance to cut it to just 5. Rebound to the Cougars. Jay Spoonhour. Obviously, he's had a couple of timeouts now to get his team settled down and work on some things. And they're chipping away. Donovan Stewart. First time to see Mike Messer back in the lineup. Mike Messer missing much of the OVC season. In fact, he's missed the last 13 games because of injury, but he gets to play here tonight before going to the OVC tourney, Joe.
Yeah, I think the best thing here, if you're a Michael Messer for Lennox Forest, as well as you get a game under your belt. That first game back is not in the tournament. Work off some rust, get a little bit of the game speed back if you're Michael Messer before this team gets to the OVC tournament.
Messer, the Wildwood, Missouri product, and Lafayette High School. And there he hits the baseline short little jumper there. And of course, from around the Midwest, when you hear Wildwood, Missouri, and Lafayette High School, you think of David Freese, and you think of the MVP of the World Series a couple years ago. And how about Ryan Howard as well?
That's right. Phillies. It's a nice athletic pedigree out there in Wildwood, Missouri.
And he commits the foul there as we talk nice things about Michael Messer.
Probably important for him, too, to get the first basket. First shot he took there from the baseline, it goes down for him. He got the field back, get back in the swing of things. He could really make a difference for SIUe in a tournament game.
Quickly inbounded on a rocket of a pass. Reggie Smith and Hagan playing a little catch. They go inside now to Blanford, and he draws the foul.
You can see him just a little bit of a different touch, and that ball goes down. He's a little bit frustrated, but he's going to get the opportunity at the free throw line. That one almost went down for him here. Great cut right there around Michael Messer. Right hand, and it just rolled off the front.
He's really had to work for everything that he's gotten here in the early going. He misses that free throw. He's 1 for 3 from the line tonight. He goes to the line a lot, Joe. This will be his 150th free throw attempt this season.
And Eastern Illinois, that was another thing they did so well in that game. And Charleston, at the free throw line, they were 20 of 22 in the game, 91%. That's a good way to close out a game at home.
Chris Davis with the basketball. Tim Johnson, of course, starting the game with a three-pointer and a follow dunk, and they're going to call a screen,
moving screen on one of the other Cougar seniors.
Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, I didn't see it off the bat, to be honest, and no question about it. When you're sliding, as we've said before, it's when you're making that lateral move, really easy for the official to make that call. There's no question.
And while the Cougars have the 15-8 lead, that's their 6th team foul, so the next one will put the Panthers at the line here in the early going. Just over 7 minutes in. And a strong little hop step, and the shot falls for Chris Olivier.
And Olivier, man, was just backing down Ray Lester right there. Not a huge size difference, 6'8", 245, 6'6", 235 for Ray Lester, but man, he just had his way underneath the hoop.
I mentioned earlier Jay Spoonhour reworking his lineup. The Salisic shot is no good. Guys like Olivier, a lot of transfers coming in, a lot of JUCO guys. A lot of guys who sat out last year who came in and now are eligible. So a nice job of getting this Eastern Illinois team to be more than competitive here in the OVC.
That's basically 2 seasons in a row. Obviously, your first year in a new spot, there's going to be a lot of new guys in and out of the program. But to do it the 2nd year in a row, that's tough.
Ray Lester inside, can't get it to fall. Rebound goes to Blanford.
Lester was the only guy underneath there to follow his own shot. There were 4 blue jerseys.
Dickerson cut off, nearly stolen. Reggie Smith directing traffic, and there's going to be a foul away from the ball. And looks like it might be going on Ray Lester. And there'll be a timeout. But so some free throws coming now for the Panthers as they're in the bonus. It's a 15-10 lead for SIUe.
For a chance to win $100.
Was that none for that?
Was it none? I think it was none. Lester was acting like it was him, but he might be right.
Okay.
Good for and everything. Gina wins a $100 gift card from
Lester helping.
Okay. Yeah, it had to be on none because Lester only has one.
Yeah, I just have no idea. I don't know what they.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so. 5-point lead for SIUe over Eastern Illinois. Panthers, well, their star Sherman Blanford having a tough time so far scoring buckets.
SIUe did a nice job with the defense there. Roselle Nunn just forcing him out away from the basket there, cutting through the middle. Hard time hitting that layup right there because of the Cougar defense here. Watch the double team right here as Lester comes over to help Nunn. And a nice job just cutting him off. Now here, he will draw the foul, but they're all over Sherman Blanford. We mentioned the 24 points, 13 rebounds in the game in Charleston, and at least it appears that Coach Forrester, the coaching staff, really just made the decision that, hey, Sherman Blanford's not going to do that to us again.
And we mentioned earlier the 22 points per game and 11 rebounds in the month of February, just one of two players to have that kind of statistical month of February. And so far, the Cougars are going to make sure he doesn't have one of those kind of nights here in this key game to finish the regular season. Eastern Illinois shooting 0 for 7 from the floor. Rejected there. Chris Olivier with the big block. 0 for 7 the first 5 minutes from the floor. 4 of 5 since for the Panthers. So starting to get things going a little bit. What a great
Those shot blockers. That's
well, you start out at 6'8" and then you elevate. And that's how you block shots. Another miss by the Cougars as their fast start has cooled here. Now shooting just under 50%.
It's a 26th block from Olivia. That actually leads the team, but as I said, they have so many guys that can block a shot.
Stolen away nicely by Lester. Maybe one too many passes for the Panthers. Here comes Tim Johnson. Stay with the Cougars.
And it was Blanford there as well, and you wonder if, because of his slow start, he's not a little more timid. I think normally you'd see someone like Blanford take that ball right to the hole. Instead, he tried to dish it.
Ohio Valley Conference fans can go to ovcsports.com for the latest news and inspiring stories from all around the OVC. ovcsports.com provides stats, standings, and detailed information on all 17 OVC championships and the league's annual award winners. ovcsports.com, one-stop shopping for all things OVC. And to the line will go Ray Lester after drawing the foul. I mentioned a cold last couple of minutes for SIUe. They started 6 of 9 from the floor, now 0 for their last 4. An opportunity to add to the lead there as Lester hits the first.
Ray Lester's struggles at the free throw line have been well documented this year. 48% coming into this one.
Team's just 4 of 10 combined from the free throw line, so not set the world on fire there, and gets that one to fall. We'll make it 5 over 11, right?
Get the home team roll right there. EIU came in 4th in the OVC in free throw shooting at 72%. SIUe a little bit lower at 68%.
Back to a 7-point advantage. Reggie Smith in the corner. Gets it to Olivier. A little hook shot. Rebound goes to Roselle Nunn. Donovan Stewart drives baseline, nowhere to go. Tosses it back out, and this is Lester. He misses. And the rebound to Blanford. Looking to go inside. Get it to Blanford. Makes that extra pass to Olivier, and it's good.
Nicely done that time. Had Olivier open on the backside there and was able to lay it home without really any contention.
No field goals in the last 4 minutes now for SIUe, and maintaining a 5-point advantage. This is Lester inside. He gets it to fall, and just like that, there's your field goal.
And I like the idea right there. Donovan Stewart getting down low to Ray Lester.
Time to time, on the scorebox, you see the scenarios for Eastern Illinois and what has to happen. Basically, they win, they're in. If they lose, they need some help from Austin Peay.
It's a stressful night for Panther fans, too. They keep them right up to the minute.
Lennox Forrester is hot over that call. It goes against his team. And it's Nunn's second.
Yeah, that's tough, too, to have Roselle Nunn with 2 fouls this early in the game. Get a look at it right there. The only thing I can think about is he came up on his tippy toes just a little bit there.
Seemed to be vertical,
Straight up, right, yep.
And for Eastern Illinois, number 33, Luke Petrovsky.
And Blanford will have an opportunity for a second here. And all of his points coming from the free throw line at this point. So it has been a hard night for him to get anything going offensively. And Josh Piper comes in. And Blanford will get a little bit of a breather. Donovan Stewart closely guarded. Michael Nessel. Cut off to Stewart, gets the ball back, drives into the land of the bigs. In the corner. Over to Davis, and he knocks down the 3. Great ball movement right there. We saw a really nice screen set by Ray Lester there. And then a skip pass from one corner out to the other wing from Stewart to Davis. Elevated jumper, no good by Chapman, rebounded by the Cougars. A little switch help defense there. It worked out, and certainly a better defensive night so far than we saw against Belmont just a few nights ago, although Belmont makes a lot of teams look like they have some defensive, without a doubt, sufficiencies. Chris Davis drives all the way, but it's blocked by the big man, and Petrowski. Here's Reggie Smith, back out.
Good ball moving here by the Panthers as well, swinging it around.
Smith drives, dishes. And that's a three-pointer by Alex Austin. Starting to heat up now from the outside. And that's the first made three-pointer for the Panthers of Eastern Illinois. Donovan Stewart with the ball. Backs it out. Gets a screen from Lester. Spots the 3. Off the mark.
Good look, just a tad short.
Coming up on the 7-minute mark, and that frantic start for SIUe cooled a bit. Yeah, I think the nerves finally settled down for the Panthers.
I think a little bit of both. You know,
bad break. It works in some measures, it doesn't work in basketball too well. There's a timeout on the floor, 6:55 to go here in the first half. As you see, Chris Davis knocking down the 3, but the answer on the other end by Alex Austin, and a 5-point lead for the Cougars.
The first team is Garrett and Jacob. Garrett, Jacob, give everybody a wave. Here they are. Garrett and Craig. All right. Whoever wins will win a large Domino's pizza. On your mark, get set, go! get into the OBC tournament held next week, March 5th through 8th in Nashville. In part of history, get your tickets by calling the SIUe ticket line, 855 SIUe Tix. SIUe Nation.
Welcome back to Edwardsville, where SIU leads at 22-17 over Eastern Illinois here with 6:55 to go in the first half. Now every Friday, Fox Sports Midwest girls Kayla and Taryn bring you the Ballpark Village Fan Cam. It's an exclusive look at the development and features of St. Louis's newest spot at the foxsportsmidwest.com now for a sneak peek at the 36-foot TV inside the Fox Sports Midwest live marketplace at Ballpark Village. It's a huge screen, and I think it's every guy's dream to have the largest HD TV in the area, and that's where it is.
Well, I watched a little bit of that, the fan cam there, and got a look at it on foxsports.com, and it's impressive.
The three-point shot again by Alex Austin, 2 in a row, and suddenly it's a 2-point game.
Get back into the game very quickly. Back there, we saw that against Eastern Illinois in Charleston. It was late in the game, but it was a couple of big threes. That time it was Bohagen in that game.
Mike Messer stops, pops, misses. Rebound to the Panthers of Eastern Illinois. An opportunity then for either to tie it or take the lead. And who to thunk it when it was 10-0. And the Cougars were shooting lights out. Foul there.
I think Jay Spoonhour has got to be really impressed and really happy with what his team has done since he took that timeout. He called a timeout that came just before the media timeout. It was 10-0 at that point, and you and I were talking about how it was just essentially, hey, settle him down and bring him back kind of down to earth a little bit, and they have responded fantastically since then.
Lester for Salicic.
So Ray Lester comes back in, and Christian Salicic will take a seat. Opportunity now to tie this one up for Reggie Smith if he can knock down these 2 free throws. And the clocks, both the game clock and shot clock above the rim down here at the end that they're shooting at has gone out. So I don't know if the plug got kicked out or something.
And that's what it looked like. They sent someone to the actual standard back there, and of course the wires and everything connects through the goalpost to the floor.
Maybe it's the imminent storm bearing down on the area. Perhaps it's Tony West, our cameraman down there, and maybe T. West is the guy that kicked it out. He's sitting on the chair there right by the stanchion. I'm going to blame T. West.
Rolled right over the plug, right?
Tony, come on, you're better than that. Well, they'll work on it, and here's an opportunity maybe for Lennox Forrester to calm his team down and say, all right, guys, it's the same scenario we had before. It's senior night. Let's get these guys going. And Tim Johnson, well, what a heck of a start to the game he had. And you look at what he's been able to do in his career here, and he's, I think, one of a lot of people's favorites on this team, and it's hard not to root for a guy like Tim Johnson.
Yeah, Tim transferred obviously to SIUe, came from George Washington, a little bit closer to home here in Edwardsville, and certainly able to see his family a little bit more, and he's had a big impact on this program, and I'm certain that he's a proud guy helping get this team to Nashville as well.
Free throw is missed, and the rebound by Chris Davis. Yeah, Tim Johnson with those 18 points against Belmont the other night. Similar start to the game then that he had in this one. Scoring the first 5 points on the way to a 10-0 lead for SIUe. It's down now to just 2. Donovan Stewart. Fadeaway shot is good.
The circuit shot there. Stewart just about the right elbow there. Got himself a little space.
Donovan Stewart now 6 points on the night. Is that going to count? As Reggie Smith, who was fouled, he goes down hard, throws it up, and it goes in.
Foul was called on number 32, Donovan Stewart. That's his first.
So circus shots on both ends of the floor. First it's Donovan Stewart as he gets just a little bit of space with the fadeaway there. One updates from Reggie Smith falling to his backside, and he gets it to go down, and he gets the opportunity at the collar.
And he hits it. Now it's just a 1-point lead for SIUe. It's been an impressive comeback. It's been slow and steady for the Panthers. And Jay Spoonhour, I think he had probably the right things to say to those guys in a couple of timeouts, and that's, you're not going to get it all back at once. Let's just slowly get it down, and they've done just that. 9-2 run right now is the run the Panthers are on. Keaton Jackson inside, little walk. So it's a turnover. Follow the Ohio Valley Conference on Facebook and Twitter to receive up-to-the-minute information from around the league. Hear it first from the OVC staff by following the OVC on your social media platform. Use the OVC Inspires hashtag to tell the world how OVC inspires you. It's an inspired play right now by the Panthers, an opportunity to take their first lead of the game. The pass inside to Olivier, rebound. Ray Lester. Here come the Cougars. Donovan Stewart draws the foul on the floor and get it out of bounds.
Foul was called on Eastern Illinois, number 30, Dylan Chapman.
Here's that most recent foul right here. See the contact right there as Chapman came up around the screen.
Smith for Chapman.
Reggie Smith comes right back into the game. He's been instrumental in helping this lead get down to 1. Stewart in the corner to Davis. Can't find the range there. Tad Strong, he was shooting over traffic too. That's a tough shot for Chris Davis. 4.5 to go here in the first half, and it's been entertaining, although a fired up crowd early on is getting a little restless about the lack of scoring now by the Cougars. Little hook shot there by Petrowski, and the first lead of the game for Eastern. It's a missed shot there, and here come the Cougars. And the ball fought for, and the rebound does go to Petrowski. And Eastern Illinois now with an opportunity to take that lead. They've had several, but haven't been able to do it. That one a miss. The rebound fought for, and they're going to call a tie-up, and it'll stay with Eastern Illinois, although there is a timeout on the court with 3:46 to go, and right now, it's the Cougars clinging to the 1-point lead over the Panthers.
Please direct your attention to section 103. We have Landon joining us for tonight's catch. If Landon wins, his entire row wins a free cupcake from the Cup in Edwardsville.
Okay.
Watch Cougar Vision. Here we go.
Fouling along right there. He's fouling the little kid, the contestant.
Oh. That's funny. I think Roselle's coming back in.
He is correct. Congratulations,
Good job.
You just won your entire row of free cupcakes.
And that last time out, Wilkes actually came out of the tunnel with the doctor, so.
Oh, is that right?
They sent him up to see the doctor.
Yeah.
And he's ice in his shoulder, actually.
It didn't look good. One-time 10-point advantage for SIUe, down to just 1 here in the closing minutes of the first half. And a timeout on the floor. coming up at halftime, by the way. We'll talk much more about the Music City Madness that will be happening next week. Also have the stats and highlights from the first half of this one. So in the first 3 minutes and 26 seconds, SIUe scored 10 points, 10-0 lead. In the last 12 minutes and 57 seconds, they scored 14 points. So that frenetic pace to begin the game has cooled off greatly.
Yeah, and as we said, the Panthers have really done a nice job in settling down. You know, I think it was somewhat predictable that SIUe would come out kind of hyped up, senior night, final regular season home game. But if you're Eastern Illinois or you're a Panthers fan, you have to be encouraged by the fact that, hey, we weathered that storm. Now we move forward here. We're roughly even here with the last, 4-minute segment to play in the half.
Olivier drives, spins, shoots, and scores, and there's the first lead of the game at 25-24. Just under 3.5 to play here in the first half.
Soft touch, the left hand.
That's an 11-2 run that's put them up by 1. It has been impressive, and it really has been a lot of defensive stops too, Joe. We talk so often about you're not scoring on one end, you've got to play defense still on the other. There's a foul, though, that's going to go against Eastern Illinois, but it has to start on your defensive end in order to stop the bleeding in a lot of ways, your defensive insufficiencies.
Ray Lester underneath, and you can see we were talking earlier about how they kind of doubled down on Blanford. They doubled down on Ray Lester right there, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Ray Lester does go to the line. In and out, no good. Mentioned before, a 48% free throw shooter, and Jay Spoonhour, heck of a job coaching this team, not just today, but throughout the season, to try to get a team that has had so many new faces on it kind of meld together. And still, they control their own destiny in a lot of ways with this game today. Eastern Illinois wins, and they make the tournament for a second straight year, and kind of an improbable task to have such a big turnover with your roster, and just 2 seasons at the helm for Jay Spoonhour. This is Olivier again inside.
This Eastern Illinois team, Pat, has not done a fantastic job closing out their schedule. They've lost 4 straight OVC games. They're coming off a non-conference win Monday night, but they need this win. They call a double dribble, the missed pass. Tim Johnson tried to throw it back for Chris Davis, but he wasn't there. He already started to move. And so an unforced error. Over the 6th turnover for the Cougars.
Last 5 seasons for Eastern Illinois, and you look at what they've done, that 11-7 season, and then a couple of down years. They bring in Jay Spoonhour and a chance to again go a little bit of improvement from last year with a win today. One more win and an opportunity to do some damage in the OVC tourney. Rebound by the Cougars, trying to stem the tide here. The 13-2 run has given Eastern Illinois that 3-point advantage.
Eastern Illinois foul
called on Reggie Smith.
16 foul.
Cardinal spring training is underway, and Fox Sports Midwest has you covered. We'll have an all-time high 15 spring training games plus a season preview show. Live game coverage continues tomorrow when the Cardinals take on the Mets at noon. Cardinals baseball back on your home of the Cards, Fox Sports Midwest. And that's going to be a turnover by Reggie Smith. So back the Cougars way we go. And
I think Smith was thinking that he was pushed right there. He came around and
like he just lost the handle.
Yeah. There might have been a little bit of contact as Salicic came up on him, but
the shot, a little quick by Nunn, miss. Joe Pott, I don't think you have to worry. The Cardinals will not lose every game in the spring or in the regular season, but they did drop their second breakthrough league game today, second of 2. That's Olivier again. He's dominating now suddenly here in the closing minutes of the first half. And Lennox Forrester's seen enough. He's taken the timeout. 15-2 run now. And SIUe just 3 for its last 15 from the field. Some of that's defense by Eastern Illinois. Some of that maybe some rush shots and just some cold shooting.
Yeah, Eastern Illinois feeling good right now, though. They have really turned things around here. And for SIUe, it's completely opposite. And you can see, look, you can even tell the demeanor right there. When you look at Coach Spoonauer in the huddle right there. And when we saw Coach Forrester call that timeout, he was much more demonstrative coming off the floor and coming onto the floor and talking to his team. So you have two teams trending in opposite directions right now.
So it's been a couple of streaks in this game, a 10-0 streak to start it for SIUe, and now over the last 6 minutes and 32 seconds, a 15-2 run for the Panthers. And Eastern Illinois has that 5-point advantage. Coming up on the 1-minute mark in the first half. Chris Davis goes inside to Lester. Lester back out to none, back over to Chris Davis, goes inside, a little shot, it falls, it rolls around the rim.
Yeah, SIUe was patient right there, moving the ball around. They want points at the end of the possession now. Cut into this lead if you have the opportunity to before the half.
Reggie Smith. Cross-court pass, back out front. Lanford sends it back around. The perimeter passing continues. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Piper will get it back over to Reggie Smith. He sees the shot clock. The dish and the jam by Olivier.
That was outstanding. Great look, great finish right there from Olivier. The pass was pretty from Reggie Smith.
Olivier now 12 points.
Cuts the defenders and then moves right behind the back. Really nice score there.
Back to a 5-point advantage for the Panthers. 19.6 left on the clock. One more possession for Donovan Stewart and the Cougars of SIUe. Number 10. Stewart will stop, pop, misses, rebound, and no chance for Sherman Blanford. And that'll end the first half. 31-20-6. So a 5-point lead for Eastern Illinois. And they're 7-2, as you see, when leading at halftime. So Eastern Illinois finds a way to claw back into this one and then move out to a 5-point advantage here at halftime. When we continue here at the halftime festivities, we'll talk much more about the OVC tournament coming up next week in Nashville. Stay with us. OVC basketball on Fox Sports Midwest.
The SIUe Cougars would like to proudly present and Power Tumbling's 2013-2014 Performing Team.
What's that Austin Peay score?
Enjoy the show.
What's That's bad. Well for Olivier.
Six of 9.
And I bet you 8 of those 12 came in the last 3 minutes.
I think you're right.
importance, of course, because March Madness is basically here, not only with the games today around the OVC, but with the tournament coming up down in Nashville. I think excitement here in Edwardsville, specifically because in the second year of OVC competition, they do make the tournament.
Without a doubt, and we find out earlier this afternoon, not find out, but the women win as well. It's going to be both programs going down, and it's really an exciting time, and certainly for SIUe and for their fans.
Let's look at some of the particulars of the OVC tournament held down at the Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, March 5th through the 8th. If you're a 1 or a 2 seed, you get a double bye. So, if you're Belmont, you're Murray State, we'll figure out which one's which, but that's a nice thing to have. And that's what you want to do if you're a conference like the OVC, is to protect those top seeds, to have a chance to get a real nice seed in the NCAA tournament.
You want your best team representing the conference going into the NCAA tournament, and the best way to do that is to protect those high seeds through the conference tournament.
Let's take a look at some of the scores around the conference as well. And Austin Peay, in a game that Eastern Illinois would need if they were to lose, but Austin Peay has that 74-69 lead there in the second half. Belmont will wrap up the number 1 seed with the win today, and Murray State, well, they need Belmont to lose, and they need to win at SEMO.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Belmont has the number 1 seed because of tiebreakers. They defeated Murray State earlier in the season. You get an idea of the bracket that someone's going to pencil in the appropriate names with those seeds later tonight.
And we know that if Eastern Illinois wins this game, whereas Austin Peay lose, they will have a chance at one of the 6, 7, or 8 seed. We also know that SIUe with a win could move up to as high as a 6. With a loss, they'll be the 8th seed.
Yeah, lots still to be figured out, and I think that's what you want if you're in this position, if you're a fan of basketball, of OVC basketball specifically, is regular season is a lot of fun, and it's all coming down to one last day in the regular season.
And what has it meant to this program here for SIUe to make this tournament? I think everything has been incremental steps for this program. First, the move to Division I, then becoming eligible in OVC. But this is another big step in the maturation of this program.
Huge step, and as we mentioned earlier, this is obviously the first of many goals as far as postseason and Division I are concerned, and it was a clear goal that this program wanted to get to the OVC tournament, and they've done that already. And now you go to Nashville and you take your chances, and you're right there on the same plane as every other school.
And you look at what Jay Spoonhour's done as well at Eastern Illinois, an opportunity to go in his 2 seasons at the helm of the Panthers program. 31-26 is that advantage. Jay Spoonhour doing a nice job coaching up this team to take the lead. Okay. Okay. He just did, though. Okay.
It's a good thing they remind us how much those baskets are worth.
Isn't that something?
Always.
That's not Cougar-like. Nope.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
I have 8 bench points on my box score, by the way.
I think it.
What am I looking at? That can't be right, can it? I have 24-8 bench points on the box score.
Well, 24 seems too high, though, doesn't it?
It seems like that way to me, too. Yeah, that's, but look.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jensen.
Oh, that's true. Olivier has 12 alone, so that can't be right. Yeah, no, it probably is 24 to 8, the bench points.
Eastern over SIUe.
Yeah, 24 to 8, I believe it.
Once again, as they walk off, ladies and gentlemen, Jensen's tumbling through. Fans join the SIUe
Which means they're
men's and women's basketball team at the OVC tournament.
7 of 19, the rest, whatever that is, not good.
SIUe Tips. For complete details on the OVC tournament, including updated results, brackets, and video, visit SIUeCougars.com.
Back here at the Vidal Bean Center on the campus of SIU Edwardsville, where the Cougars trail Eastern Illinois 31-26. They didn't trail early, though, Joe Pott. In fact, they jumped out to a 10-0 lead, thanks in large part by senior Tim Johnson's hot shooting.
some hot shooting early there, and you see that one just missed, but Tim Johnson again, he had a great start. SIUe, a really great start, as you mentioned, out to a 10-0 run, and then the well-timed timeout from Jay Spoonhour in Eastern Illinois, and the Panthers then all of a sudden got hot. They went on a run and really sustained it from that point through the end of the first half. You see Alex Austin, he had a couple of big threes down the stretch.
Big 15-2 run at one point put them ahead, and they had to stay here in the first half. You look at the stats, and after that great start, SIUe cooled off to shooting 38%, while the Panthers have heated up, getting all the way back up to 41% after having 13% in the first 6 minutes was their shooting from the floor. But look at the bench points, and I know with the shuffling of the starting lineup for SIUe, because of the seniors getting the start, maybe affects that a little bit, but 24 points off the bench is outstanding when you're talking about the Panthers.
Yeah, no question about it. It's, as you mentioned, the 8 points off the bench, a little unusual for SIUe, but you get 12 from Olivier, a lot of those down the stretch. They've done a nice job.
They really have. We'll continue with halftime. In fact, we'll look at the leading scores when we come back on Fox Sports Midwest.
Specials, as well as a popular lunch menu. Take advantage of the bar or the spacious dining room.
Oh, yeah.
For families and groups. Enjoy the game from wherever you choose with 17 TVs throughout the restaurant. For more information, visit BullBearGrillAndBar.com.
Time adjustments. Okay.
Shot selection.
Okay. senior night here in Edwardsville. Ray Lester, Tim Johnson, and Christian Salisic, the three seniors for the Cougars. Nice tribute to them at the start of this game. Back with more after this.
And just get back to your bigs. So for Eastern Illinois, get back to Blandford. For the Cougars, get back to Jackson, because neither of them have done anything.
Yep.
Last year was the first time they missed the OVC tournament, so they could miss it 2 years in a row if they comes out that way.
Okay. Just about ready to start the second half here at the Vidal Bean Center in Edwardsville. Eastern Illinois a 31-26 lead. Time for the second half adjustments brought to you by Sport Cairo Plus, Joe.
And neither team has shot the ball particularly well here tonight. 41% for Eastern Illinois, SIUe 38%. Got to be better shot selection. Both teams want to close this one out down in the second half. And, you know, we came on the air talking about Sherman Blandford, Keaton Jackson for Eastern and for SIUe respectively. They've got to get back to those two. Neither of those two have a field goal in the first 20 minutes.
I'll add a third for SIUe. How about just score a little bit more? It really, for Cougar fans, has been frustrating because of that hot start. Saw what they were able to do, but you have to credit Eastern Illinois for some of that. Inside they go to Lester, and he's fouled.
That was pretty close to a clean block from what I could tell from Josh Piper.
Leading scorers in that first half, and the surprising part of the leading scorers you won't see on that list the guys you think you would see on that list.
That's right. Yeah, it's been a tough one, especially, so we mentioned, like for Jackson, for Blandford, but in their place have been a couple of other guys to step up. Specifically for Eastern Illinois, it's been Olivier.
Exactly right, and Olivier was just dominating that last few minutes of the first half as the second free throw is good for Lester. He was a big part of that 15-2 run that gave them the lead and built it up to 5. And for Blandford, just 4 points, and we're talking about one of the top 2 leading scorers in the country over the last 2 weeks, nearly 20, or last month, like nearly 23 points a game. Inside, it's Anderson hits the bucket. I'm sorry, it's Blandford hitting the bucket. Blandford finally gets his first field goal of the game.
And I think it's a testament to the guys around Sherman Blandford that they were able to pull off that run, get themselves to a halftime lead, despite Sherman Blanford being as cold as he was and as tough of a first half as he had.
Some of that was due to the Cougar defense that was so stifling that he was settling for going to the free throw line. Steal there by Stewart. Push from behind. That's a foul on Logan Smith. And he'll count the basket.
That was some pretty good continuation right there. There's the steal right there. Donovan Stewart out front. And he was about to launch up to the basket, I guess, in the eyes of the official.
Replays brought to you by Runwell, located on 100 East Vandalia Street in Edwardsville. Proud sponsor of Cougar Athletics. Free throw no good, and that was quite the continuation, but the bucket counts. Now 4 of 9 free throw line of the Cougars. 4-point deficit. And that's a try to add to the lead.
It's hard to swallow when you're down 4 and you missed tied at the free throw line.
Salisic comes up with the steal. This is Stewart. Drives. Little scoop. Reverse scoop. Very entertaining shot tonight by Stewart.
Donovan Stewart has the ability as well to take over a game offensively. And it's hard to believe that he's just a sophomore, but he has meant a lot offensively to this SIUe Cougar team.
Chipping away at the rear of the Cougars, nearly stolen away. Shot good for Luke Krasowski.
Nice recovery, as a matter of fact, as it got away from him, and big man able to scoop it up and lay it in.
The redshirt sophomore goes 6'11". His brother Matt goes 7'2". Shot no good by Johnson, but he's fouling, so he'll have an opportunity at the strike. Imagine that family reunion when the entire group gets together. The parents of the Petrowski boys, you look up and see 6'11" and 7'2". I think that's just over 14 feet of big. This one is good. Looking to watch your favorite OVC basketball team? Check out the OVC Digital Network to see OVC basketball home contests for free and on any computer, tablet, or smartphone. Be inspired. Log on to ovcdigitalnetwork.com now. And that is one of the treats when you have to cover the OVC and you're preparing for a game show. You go on and watch all of the games of the opponents of the particular teams you're about to do the game for. And I think that's one of the things that the OVC has done very, very well.
It's outstanding. You find all the teams in one spot there. Easy to catch the video, all free of charge.
Hyper the miss. The rebound to Stewart. Points in the paint, 24-14 in favor of Eastern Illinois. Back outside to Tim Johnson, knocking down the 3 and tying the game at 35.
Tim Johnson has stepped up thus far for SIUe. 9 points now for Tim Johnson.
First time we've been tied in this game since 0-0. The foul on Johnson, though.
SIUe foul call on number 4, Tim Johnson.
We talked about the offensive prowess of the Cougar point guard, Donovan Stewart. Well, he hasn't forgotten he's a point guard. Watch the assist right there. Hangs in the air, dishes it out. Tim Johnson does the rest.
He really has made a huge difference, Donovan Stewart. I think maybe we'll look back on him coming to SIUe in the future and think that was probably Lennox Forrester's biggest move, that he's been able to get a guy like Donovan Stewart to transfer from Bradley and come here and do such a good job just in his first season.
Honestly, I don't think that's an exaggeration, Pat, because of how good he has been as a leader on the floor, as an assist guy. Obviously, he's the leading scorer as well, and he doesn't score a ton, but man, we've really seen at times this year when it seems like that somebody needs to take over or somebody needs to settle things down, and Stewart's done both of those things.
Reggie Smith hits the second. Back to a 2-point advantage for Eastern Illinois.
Look around. You can look around the OVC. You can look at the Lucas Nutt at Southeast Missouri State. You can look at a Patrick Miller at Tennessee State. There are so many good point guards. You have to have that, I think, to succeed in this league.
Stolen away nicely by Blanford. Got in that passing lane and grabbed it. Dylan Chapman with the basketball. And here is Smith driving, and he draws the foul.
Captain basketball number 5, Reggie Smith.
It's 2 games combined now with those 2 points in the paint.
Foul was called on number 23.
The last 2 games combined with points in the paint for SIUe. They've been outscored 81-46. It's been a problem at times all season long, but it really stood out in the loss to Belmont and now in this deficit against Eastern Illinois.
It was better than 50 points in the paint Wednesday night in that loss to Belmont. It's a good way to lose a basketball game.
So Reggie Smith completes the 3-point play and suddenly back out to a 40-35 advantage for the Panthers. They're going to call a foul there as Chris Davis goes down, and that'll be on Reggie Smith.
And I think they just called it out of bounds.
Yep, you're right. Donovan Stewart double team, and he's fouled. That time they called a foul.
They did call the foul that time.
Now though, a media timeout with 15:56 to go, and a 40-35 lead for the Panthers over the Cougars.
Timeout on the floor.
I made an assumption.
Ladies and
I saw a
gentlemen,
foul.
please welcome to the court
Right.
for a very special.
What do you have? I'm sorry, Tim.
Hall of Famer Henry Gallatin.
Okay. Okay.
Harry was joined by his wife Beth and former basketball player and current managing partner of Saddleback Stables, Michael Moore, and his wife Maureen, as well as first team member Jack McDowell. At this time, I'd like
This is
everyone
all a
to turn their
surprise.
attention
Harry
to
has
the
no idea
billboard
what's
for a
happening. He
special
doesn't know what's
message.
going to. No, it's going to be unveiled.
Harry Gallatin played and coached in the NBA with the New York Knicks and the St. Louis Hawks. Gallatin was inducted into the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame in 1991. At SIUe, Gallatin's career included 3 seasons as the men's basketball coach, 24 as the men's golf coach, and he also served as the school's first ever director of athletics. Gallatin was a member of SIUe Athletics' inaugural Hall of Fame class in 2005. Tonight, SIUe is joined by Saddleback Stables, operated by a member of that first men's basketball team under the direction of Coach Gallatin, Mike Moore, and his wife Maureen, to introduce you to Tiz Gallatin. Named for Harry, she is a yearling filly who turned 2 in January when she began her professional.
Back here at the Vidal Levine Center on the campus of SIU Edwardsville, where the Cougars trail Eastern Illinois 40-35. We're just touting Donovan Stewart, first season, his sophomore year here at SIUe.
Done such a nice job. You see the steal and the fast break there. The acrobatic, what you call it, a reverse scoop, I think.
Why not?
Happened right there. And then he goes cheer. There's another look at that reverse. The fadeaway there from the right elbow. And, of course, the dish from Stewart. Look at this. And Tim Johnson says, thank you. I'll take it from here. He finishes nicely.
A well-rounded game by Donovan Stewart. It'll need to be more of the same for Lennox Foresters basketball team as they find themselves trailing by 5. And it's been an entertaining game, but it's been, as we mentioned before, a game of runs. A 10-0 start for SIUe, a 15-2 run for Eastern Illinois, and Jay Spoonhour's club able to get up by as many as 5, and that's where they stand right now. But in the meantime, SIUe did tie the game up at 35, a little run of their own to start the second half. You see Donovan Stewart, the 10 points, but also 4 rebounds, and those 4 assists are large. And he's got the basketball now. Chris Davis nearly loses it, nearly loses his balance. Closely guarded. Now backs out. The dish inside. Keaton Jackson gets a new ball.
Oh, nice plays right there. Chris Davis, first of all, keeping his dribble, finding Lester underneath. Lester tried the pump fake, didn't have space, found Keaton Jackson out front.
inside and a foul, and that was Truman Blanford that was fouled by Mike Messer.
SIUe foul called on number 30, Michael Messer, his third.
Messer's got 3 fouls.
To the line, shooting 2.
Blanford trying to find that lane to the basket, just couldn't get there. Gets the foul, but he's had a really hard time. The SIUe defense has made it tough.
Exactly, and you think that had to be the game plan for Lennox Forrester and his staff. Was nothing easy for Blanford. It's been too easy in the past for him. In 3 games, he's averaging about 13 points and over 9 rebounds against the Cougars in his career, and they didn't want to have him put up another 24-point effort like he did in their first meeting. And there's the tip back by Jackson, and suddenly Jackson with a couple of buckets.
That's good timing there too, because that ball was just off the front of the rim right there.
Back to a 41-39 lead for Eastern Illinois. Piper, Blanford, who goes inside to Olivier, misses, gets the rebound. Fighting again, the shot by Blanford. Keaton Jackson comes away with a
Big time rebound for Keaton Jackson underneath there. A lot of contact.
Stewart. Messer. Trying to go the alley-oop, but Jackson's able to corral it and score.
68 points in 3 consecutive possessions now for Keaton Jackson. And was he tuning in? Did he hear our halftime adjustment
I
there?
was just about to say that you were able to pinpoint that exactly. The 3-point shot no good. By the way, Austin Peay has defeated UT Martin 88-85. So Eastern Illinois must win now in order to make the OVC tourney next week in Nashville. So the pressure back on Jay Spoonhour's team, but at this point I think EIU team is locked in on their own mission, and that's to win this game, but tied up now at 41.
I think we picked up a few Governors fans there in Clarksville now tuning in for the remainder of this one.
Could be. Could be right. Austin Peay, though, in that precarious spot where they've got to get help to get in now. They did their part by winning today, but they haven't had Eastern Illinois lose. Could be a second straight year that one of the big-name, mid-major programs doesn't even make its own conference tournament. Maybe in a lot of ways talks about the strength of this conference has gotten much better and continues to get better, and the conference as a whole grows and gets a better national reputation along with it. Stolen away by Lester, ahead. And there's Salicic in the corner, short on the 3, and back comes Zach Dickerson the other way, and he's fouled. Dickerson goes to the court, but he'll pop right back up and head to the free throw line.
Foul was called on SIUe number 1, Chris Davis, his second.
Chris Davis, second foul of the game. And there is a timeout on the court now here in Edwardsville. A tie game, 41-41, with the Panthers knowing now they've got to win to go to the OVC tournament. Well, that's nice.
Please direct your attention to the court where
That's right.
northeast corner of the gym. It's Sabria, everybody. Sabria will be competing in double vision, brought to you by Illinois Eye Surgeons. She'll have 3 choices to figure out who is featured in the blurred image. All right, Sabria, here we go.
What's that? Yeah, right.
It is not strike 1. Here's your next photo.
Do we have anything on Jay Spoonhour and the spoon ball? Can we talk spoon ball a little bit?
Tim Johnson.
Strike 2. Here's your third photo.
Yep.
Maurice Wills.
Maurice Wills.
Yeah, he was
Congratulations.
MLB.
Didn't he do a year as the interim? Or?
Yeah, but I don't think he gets credit for that. And then he went to that Moberly. Yeah, yep. Junior college champion. Lennox Forester and SIUe, a tight struggle here with Eastern Illinois. 41-41 with 13:29 to go. A couple of free throws for Zach Dickerson of the Panthers coming up, and there's Jay Spoonhour, the second-year coach here at Eastern Illinois. And note there that he coached under his father, of course, Charlie Spoonhour at St. Louis U in the late 90s when they had a great deal of success with the Billikens before this current run that they're on. And of course, a real character, and certainly someone that's was very well respected in the coaching fraternity was Charlie Spoonhour.
Without a doubt, and I think that one of the things that was clearly passed down to Jay Spoonhour is the desire to work for what you get. I mean, here's a guy that has done his job as an assistant at the Division I level. He's gone on to be a head coach at the JUCO level, and back here finally, with his own Division I program.
Absolutely right. Lester inside is fouled, and give a couple of fakes, and finally draws the foul.
Ray Lester likes to use that pump fake underneath, and no different right here. He does it once, twice, and through the contact right there. Foul it against Blandford.
3 of 6 from the line tonight is Lester. This is that one. 5 points in the game for the senior from Chicago. Got 6 rebounds though, and that's an area that he always seems to contribute at. Second one also no good, so the free throw frustration continues. Certainly no for Ray Lester more than everybody else, but Cougar fans see that frustration as well. In a tight ball game like this, the free throw is so important. There's Blandford.
SIUe has shifted to the zone now. They're going to try to cut off that drive to the basket.
It was just 5 of 14 from the strike. Blandford goes strong to the hole and scores.
And he found a hole and just took it. Found a little avenue and took it strong to the basket.
Ray Lester grimacing in pain after that one as he and Blandford collided after the basket. Just kind of got their feet tangled up, I think. Stewart back out, loose ball. They're going to call over and back. So it was not touched by the Panthers.
Went just out of the reach of Reggie Smith. In fact, had he touched it, he might have had a steal and would have been going the other way. It turns out it's a turnover anyway for SIUe.
9th of the game for the Cougars. They average 14 a game. Eastern Illinois averages just 13.5, so both of them kind of towards the bottom of the conference in that scenario. Olivier kicks it out. A three-pointer way too strong by Dickerson. The putback attempt no good by Blandford as well, and it's tough going for Blandford right now inside.
Jackson or Lester, one of them had a hand on that, enough of it to keep it from going up and down.
Blocked there by Blandford on Stewart, and the other way they go with Alex Austin, and he scores. Alex Austin, a couple of big threes late in the first half to give the Panthers the lead. Well, that's a layup for him to move it back to a 5-point advantage for EIU.
It's 4 blocks tonight for Eastern Illinois.
Tim Johnson trying to get into Keaton Jackson, and it's a foul that'll be whistled against Chris Olivier. And it's been a block party tonight for both of these teams. 11:16 to go and a 46-41 lead for the Panthers of EIU. Cougars just drew the foul.
Please direct your attention to the court, where Alexis is competing in the Scott Credit Union Dash for cash. Alexis has 30 seconds to pick up a total of $100. All right, Alexis, on your mark. Get set. Go. And thank you to our friends at Scott Credit Union.
What number was that 3 from Eastern Illinois? Right, that's right.
Okay. It was a men's-women's doubleheader here at the Vidal Bean Center in Edwardsville, and earlier today it was the SIUe women beating Eastern Illinois. They get out to the lead, and they had to withstand a comeback by EIU.
That was another tight, good conference game, and SIU able to finish it out. And the Cougars were in a position they needed to win to get in. They did it. They got that. Eastern Illinois got a little help, so despite the loss, the Panthers on the women's side will be going to Nashville for the OVC tournament as well.
And the women got some help from Austin losing. Now the men tonight, well, they're going to have to do it themselves because Austin team won. So both of the SIUe programs going to the OVC tournament, so congratulations, and it's a nice little feather in the hat of the athletic program here. Fadeaway shot by Tim Johnson, no good. They're going to whistle Keaton Jackson, I believe, for the foul there.
I think over the back. I think you're right.
The second half here, SIUe doing a little better job from the floor, shooting 60%, but Eastern Illinois shooting 55%. So both teams really heating up, and perhaps the defensive intensity will have to pick up for the Cougars to cut into this 5-point lead.
I'm really glad that they've taken to heart our halftime adjustment. Both teams.
You should be proud of yourself, Phil, for coming up with that. And then they followed the instructions. This is Blanford. They're going to say he got him on the arm. Sorry, Tim Johnson was there. That's his third.
That was Lester too, judging by his reaction, Pat. Both Lester and Tim. Yeah, that's exactly what got it. You're right.
Checking in for Johnson, number 15, Christian Salicic.
Salicic will come in for Tim Johnson, who takes the seat on senior night.
He was almost quadruple teamed right there. Now, Petrowski was being guarded by Keaton Jackson. He kind of pulled Keaton Jackson in the middle there, but they were collapsing down on Blanford for sure.
No good on the free throw. Crowd wanted to foul there, but no call.
I think the official on the far side, and now he is giving Lennox Forrester a technical foul.
Well, I think Lennox Forrester was hot over the no call. Looked like Keaton Jackson had been fouled. Let's take a look at it.
So you can see in the background there the reaction, and Lennox Forrester was extremely upset about something, whether it was a lack of a call or a call he didn't like from earlier. Because of that, the official on the far side there blew the play, stopped the play, and I assume that Coach Forrester continued to argue the point, and that's when he received the technical foul.
So the free throw for Reggie Smith here in the technical against the bench of the Cougars. Second one coming. And at 47-41, it's the largest lead of the game. It's at 48-41, largest lead of the game for Eastern Illinois. Cougars will inbound the ball, trailing now by 7. I gotta believe it goes back to that missed free throw by Blanford. The rebound to Keaton Jackson. He was shoved from behind. There was no call. They played on, but Lennox Forrester wouldn't let the officials play on. He got teed up.
And in all fairness, the official stopped and kind of gave everyone a warning, relax. And I think Coach Forrester was just frustrated and continued on. And I don't think referee had any choice at that point.
Salicic drives the lane, dishes. With the jam. Second jam of the game for the Cougars. Tim Johnson also had a follow slam a little earlier on. Back down to a 5-point deficit for the Cougars. Eastern Illinois back at work. And back to Koslowski. They'll call in for the walk. The 6'11 sophomore from Port Republic, New Jersey. Now Jay Spoonhour. Got a few things to say.
Donovan Stewart here, the handoff to Ray Lester. Big kick out. Salicic into the lane. Strong finish.
Call a foul and the whistle on Blanford.
Foul call on Eastern Illinois, number 15, Sherman Blanford, his third.
Sherman Blanford now with 3 fouls, 9:34 to go here in the second half.
SIUe, Keith Jackson.
And Blanford will take a seat.
For the Panthers, number
In comes
35,
Olivier
Chris
again.
Olivier for Blanford.
To the line goes Keaton Jackson, a 70% free throw shooter. And the shooting woes at the line continue for the Cougars. Five of 15, 33% from behind the stripe. They're going to call a foul against the Panthers. And now Spoonhour is letting them have it.
Number 33, Luke Petrowski, his second. 18 foul.
Well, what do they say? If you're upsetting both sides
Shooting
evenly,
one,
you've probably done a fine
Probably
job,
doing a
right?
really good job.
Jackson.
The 8th team foul against EIU, and that'll put Keaton Jackson back at the line. That one is good. That had the better touch on it.
So SIUe at this point has missed 10 free throws. Eastern Illinois has missed 8 free throws, and both teams are in the bonus with 9 minutes and change to play in the second half.
Second one is good for Keaton Jackson. Biggest lead of the afternoon, early evening here for Eastern Illinois. It's been 7. Biggest lead for the Cougars of SIUe was 10 early. It was 10-0. Olivier kicks it out to Austin, and he knocks down the 3. And Austin has hit 3 threes in this game.
And big threes, Pat. I feel like they've come at a big time when Eastern Illinois needed a boost, or in the case of the first half, they were trying to get back into that game, and that's a big one right there.
Jackson's pass is knocked away. Fight on the floor for it. A timeout. The Cougars will retain possession. A nice job by Ray Lester battling for that loose ball.
Diving on the floor, you got bodies from both sides after that loose ball right there. That's all you can ask. You see the entry pass just poked away enough, and you got Reggie Smith diving on it after it from Eastern Illinois, and then Ray Lester and Chris Davis from SIUe, and both teams want this win, and everybody's willing, at least to this point, to do whatever they can to get their side the victory.
Well, there's still something to play for SIUe. They want a better seed coming up in their first ever trip to the OVC tourney in Nashville. And obviously for Eastern Illinois, they literally are playing for their postseason lives. A win, they're in. A loss, and they're done with their season. OVC fans, check out the league's brand new blog at ovcextra.com, your source for the offbeat and off-the-field stories that make being an OVC fan so much fun. Upload your own photos and videos showing your passion for your favorite team and share blog posts via social media. It's the new way to stay engaged with all things OVC, ovcextra.com. Another timeout quickly called as Donovan Stewart was trapped there in the corner, Joe.
And that's tough because SIUe has a single timeout left with 8:19 to go in a game that at this point looks like it's going to go right to the buzzer. You'd like to have some timeouts in your pocket to use later in the game, and the Cougars have used 2 of them here in the last not even a couple of seconds of game time.
Let's look at the bench points, especially Chris Olivier and what he's done, the sophomore from Glenwood, Illinois, and a transfer from Northern Iowa.
Yeah, he has had an outstanding night for Eastern Illinois. 12 points, 6 of 10 shooting for Olivier, and he can block a shot or 2 as well. He's done it on both ends of the floor tonight for the Panthers. The reason they're up.
Exactly right. Leads all scorers with 12. Now he had the 12 at halftime. Back in the game now because there's some foul trouble for Sherman Blanford with 3, and continue to get big minutes here in the last 8 minutes and 15 seconds of this one. 2 timeouts burned already for SIUe. Here's Salisic missing the 3, the rebound by Lester, and he's fouled.
Salisic had a really good look from that right side there. And that's something that he's also been good at this year, is those shots coming in big situations. This one just misses, but on the backside, look at Ray Lester.
Fouled over the back by Zach Dickerson, the freshman guard for the Panthers. And back in the game quickly is Sherman Blanford. And Petrowski takes a seat. Ray Lester back to the line, just 3 of 8 tonight. Misses that one. Little shot. Keaton Jackson with the rebound, though, to keep the possession going for Southern Illinois. He misses that shot, kind of rolled off his fingers.
I don't know if Olivier might not have gotten a piece of that one, Pat, from behind. Just enough to alter the shots.
Chapman gets it to Dickerson. He gets the ball to Blanford. Blanford in the lane, the little scoop shot, no good. Rebound, Chris Davis. Davis pushes it ahead. No goaltending called. The putback by Keaton Jackson, though.
I thought there was a goaltend there, but SIUe gets the basket.
So for Cougar fans, all well that ends.
Yeah, I think that it's,
It was certainly close to a goaltend, but Jackson does get the bucket. Olivier double teamed here, and Salisic momentarily comes up with it. With Blanford, blocked by Jackson, then fouled on the putback attempt is Sherman Blanford. So 7 minutes to go in a hard-fought game, a 51-47 lead right now for Eastern Illinois.
Ladies and gentlemen, your SIUe Knicks team.
this is not the first time that coach has had an issue with that particular referee.
Is that right?
Yep. And I'm not saying, I'm sure he kept talking when he told him not to.
Right. Yeah.
Good storyline, though.
Yep.
Was that a goaltend? Did we think that
If you
was a
look back
goaltend?
at it, what's his, Keaton Jackson now has 10. Did he have none at halftime?
That's right.
He didn't have any at halftime, broke, and he's got 10 now. Yeah, I think we do that. I can reset. Yeah.
Lester is a rebound away from his career high, which was 10 in that Eastern Kentucky win.
Oh, yeah. Jackson was one of your second half keys to get back in this game for SIUe. No points at halftime. He's got 10 here in the second half.
Really made a difference around the basket, not just the scoring, which has certainly been nice. He's rebounded. We've seen a block from him there. done a really nice job, and it was just one of those things that you feel like if SIUe could find their big man, they could maybe try to claw back in this game.
4 of 5 from the floor. He's got a couple of free throws, 2 of 3 from the line. Really got a pretty good percentage from the free throw line tonight for SIUe. But of course, for Eastern Illinois, it's very simple. Sherman Blandford, the senior leader of this basketball team, goes to the line. His team leading 51-47. They need to win to make the OVC postseason tournament. If not, their season is over and the career is over for Sherman Blandford.
He looked cool as a cucumber there at the free throw line, bobbing his head to the music and then drops it in easily. There's again another look at what Eastern Illinois, what each scenario would mean, and as you said, it's simple now. An EIU loss and they're out of the tournament. Their season is finished.
And for Blandford, he hits both of those free throws, and now he goes to 10 points in the game, and that's the 13th career double-double for him. You talk about what a terrific athlete, what a terrific player he is on both ends of the floor. And the ball knocked away, and the Panthers leading at 53-47 and with the basketball. And quickly, they go inside to Olivier, and he scores again.
Chris Olivier.
Biggest lead of the game for them at 8 points, 55-47. So all the things that SIUe was doing well, it's kind of gone away now, but Christian Salisic scores quickly to cut it to 6.
First points of the night for the Cougars senior. They had been 0 for 5 from the field before that basket.
Panthers once again to Olivier. Count the bucket, he'll go to the line.
Being knocked on his backside, makes the shots.
Keaton Jackson, his third. 10th team foul.
Keaton Jackson with his third foul.
For Chris Olivier.
This is really nice body control and ball control as he went up through a double team, gets that one to fall.
And that's good. Season high 20 in his last game, and scores there. Now up to 16 points in the evening, and really a huge key in that first half comeback to give them a 5-point lead at halftime, and now keying this little run that they're on as well. Keaton Jackson is fouled.
You don't usually see the ball fake, the pump fake from Keaton Jackson there. He's got such a long reach with the hook, but he actually pulled it down there and kind of did a little pump fake and drew the contact.
2 shots for Keaton Jackson.
Back to the line go the Cougars, and Keaton Jackson misses that one. Now 7 of 19 from the line. Meanwhile, Eastern Illinois 15 of 23, so you've got a difference of 9 makes at the line, and that's what the score is. Misses the second. It's becoming an epidemic.
It's tough, and you know it gets to be a mental thing too. They realize they need to hit the shots and haven't made the shots like they should.
Austin misses, but the rebound goes to Olivier. He misses that foul. The block by Keaton Jackson on Blandford, and Blandford gets it back out. Misses Alex Austin again, misses his second straight 3.
That would have been a near dagger if Austin could have hit that 3-point basket.
Donovan Stewart hands it off to Tim Johnson. He drives. Stays with the Cougars.
Substitution for SIUe, checking in number 25, Ray
Comes
Lester.
Ray Lester back into the game, and Keaton Jackson will get a breather. Keaton Jackson with the 10 points here in the second half. That's what he's been averaging in OVC play. There's Ray Lester. The cutting Tim Johnson draws the foul. The hoop with the arm.
Johnson's had a really nice night for SIUe. He's in double figures with 11. Goes strong to the basket right here. Nice handoff from Lester.
Panthers, number 3, Zach Dickerson, and number 55, Josh.
Good feed right here, Ray Lester. Waited just long enough till Tim Johnson was right in the right spot.
Here comes Tim Johnson, 75% free throw shooter. Nothing but net, cuts the lead to 6. 28 points now for Tim Johnson the last 2 games.
Last 2 home games after a senior.
Been a great week for him. Piper saves it. Olivier. Turnaround shot. In and out, no good. Lester the rebound.
Good defense right there from Roselle Munn. Lester ties his career high with his 10th rebound of the game.
Stewart gets it over to Nunn. Hands it back. Stewart drives the block by Olivier. Another one. He makes it look effortless.
He does. I was just going to say it looks easy for him.
7 blocks for the team. The Panthers, well, that's their MO, right, Joe? That's what they do.
Yeah, and it's a variety of guys, and that's what makes it tough. It's tough to get in, get to the basket against this team because there's so many guys that can lock it away.
Knocked out of bounds and stay with the Panthers, but there is a timeout. 3:31 to go here in regulation. A 58-52 lead as the Panthers fight for their postseason future.
Dress up and go race. Where's Caleb? There he is. He will be racing against Luke. Both members of Eddie's Junior E Club. All right, guys. Under arm. Get set. Go! First, the oversized jersey. Then Caleb put his head in the arm sleeve. As did Luke.
That'll be exciting.
Lovely.
That'll be exciting. Now they're burning up the nets at 38.1. It's along at home, kids.
He's our winner. How about a round of applause? Enjoy your prize, Luke. And remember, Eddie's Junior E Club is a free kids club for ages 12 and under. Each member gets cool gear during the year, free admission to every Cougar contest. Join for free at SIUeCougars.com.
Yeah. Shoot more threes. Already in the OVC postseason tournament, the Cougars of SIUe really playing for the seeding. You don't want to be the number 8 seed. Obviously, you'd like to climb up a little bit higher.
I think that's, certainly something the Cougars would be proud of. They could get to the number 6 seed. They could get to a number 7 seed, but a loss would drop them to that 8 seed. Of course, matchups still to be determined depending on what happens the rest of the evening tonight.
SEMO is losing right now, and so that part of the scenario starting to work out, but SIUe needs to get going here and find themselves trailing by 6. And it's Eastern Illinois with the basketball, with the lead, and with the knowledge that they have to win in order to make the OVC postseason tournament. It'll take place next week in Nashville. Nice little running shot. And Alex Austin, he can do it from three-point land, but he can also drive to the hoop.
Alex Austin now with 13 points for Eastern Illinois, and he's done a nice job tonight.
That's the miss, but the putback by Lester. So nothing missed. Lester is there to get the bucket. Can't just trade 2-point baskets. You've got to start chipping away if you're the Cougars and you want to try to knock off Eastern Illinois tonight. Under 3 minutes to play now. Chapman over to Smith, back to Chapman. Back over to Reggie Smith. Kicks the ball over to Austin, who finds Piper. The baseline shot is good.
Nice stroke from Josh Piper there on the baseline.
Nice ball movement as well. The timeout is called, and now it's an 8-point deficit for SIUe. Look at the ball movement here, Joe.
Fantastic. Out to the corner there, and then right back out to the corner. Piper with a nice little switch on the baseline. He gets out there wide open and knocks down the jumper.
Well coached are the Panthers of Eastern Illinois.
Alex Austin having a nice game. Pretty assist right there from Austin.
4 Panthers in double figures in the 62-54 lead. Sunday, NASCAR heads to Phoenix, where Carl Edwards will try to defend his title and take his 3rd career victory in the desert. Coverage of Sprint Cup Series racing begins Sunday at 1:30 only on Fox and Fox Sports Go. Coming out of the timeout now, the Cougars with some work to do. It's 2:31 to play and an 8-point deficit.
A game similar to this against Austin Peay earlier this season here at home, and pulled off the come from behind win.
Trying to get inside to Keaton Jackson. Instead, Nunn throws it over to Salisic. It'll stay with the Cougars. Well, Eastern Illinois, remember, a 4-game conference losing streak coming in to this one. If they had won any of those along the way, it would be a reverse scenario, and SIUe would likely be the one having to win this game just to make the postseason tourney. Here's Tim Johnson. High arc from 3, no good. Knocked back out to him. Inside to Keaton Jackson. Hook shot. Off glass good. Talk about a clean touch. Just off the glass from Keaton Jackson. Jackson now a dozen, but his team still trailing by 6. Slowing it down here is Reggie Smith.
Smart from Reggie Smith. Have the lead, use as much time as you can.
Olivier is fouled. A lot of contact there on both sides.
Foul call on number 3,
Keaton Jackson whistled for his 5th foul, and so his evening ends at 12 points, and disappointing certainly for him, but he fouls out with 1:44 to go.
12 points all coming in the second half as well for Keaton Jackson. That's a really big piece of the puzzle to lose down the stretch with a minute 44 to play and a 6-point deficit to try to make up if you're SIUe.
Dave Spoonhour coaching up his team. They got the lead at 62-56. He did a terrific job of settling his team down after trailing quickly 10-0. I mean, it was quick, Joe, but they fell behind in the start of this game 10-0.
Took that timeout, and obviously we have no idea what he said, but whatever he said certainly appeared to ring true with Eastern Illinois, with the players, and when they came back, they were very patient, methodical, and they came back, took a lead into half, and have virtually led the rest of the way out. A couple of ties here late.
Chris Olivier, clearly the player of the game right now. That's his 20th point on the night. And back to a 64-56 advantage. Stewart drives all the way under the hoop and passes it back out to Roselle Nunn. Time definitely against the Cougars right now, although a stop on the foul. They'll go to the line.
Now, obviously, the radio crew probably for Eastern Illinois has the Austin Peay final. They've probably let the bench know at some point. If you're Jay Spoonhour, do you let your team know that in a timeout at some point, or?
That's an interesting question. I was wondering that too. I was wondering if SIUe would put it up on the big screen here or make more of a big deal about it than they haven't at this point.
Right. And I don't know, and that's where only a coach really knows that about his team.
Right, the psyche.
Yeah, exactly.
How will it affect them, though? Do I tell them? Do I not tell them?
Substitution for SIUe, checking in number 15, Christian Salisic.
Cuts it to 64-57. Salicic comes in, and you got to start thinking about some long-range shooting here, and that's one of the reasons why Salicic would be in. And maybe fouling quickly here if you don't get the... Maybe this will be the last possession to let him run for a little bit, but eventually he's going to have to foul it.
Yeah, I agree. A little pressure there, but...
And the dish off, and the miss this time by Olivier. Fought for a rebound, Sherman Blanford, he's fouled.
See the drive there, Reggie Smith in, just a quick handoff, and Olivier couldn't get it to fall, so then you've got the battle for the rebound. It pops up in the air once. Ray Lester's whistled for the foul there as Blanford went to the ground. And I think Lester's argument was it wasn't me who caused the fall, that Blanford just kind of lost his balance among the crowd there.
Very good for Blanford. 14 points
Checking in for the Panthers,
for
number
Blanford.
3, Zach
Just 2 of 11 from the floor, but now 8 of 12 from the line. So the idea of making it difficult for Blanford tonight from the floor has worked, but he's been able to convert for the most part from the line.
And give him credit for being able to, not kind of carry that over, and he's done very well at the free throw.
Three-pointer by Donovan Stewart gives him a chance with 101 to go, down to 6.
And I think the Cougars their final timeout,
which will be something to keep an eye on as well with 101 to play. Have to be careful not to have one of your players inadvertently call for a timeout.
Everybody has to be aware of the situation. And this is where, if you recall, there was that point where SIUe was forced to call timeout twice back to back.
Cardinal spring training underway, obviously. Fox Sports Midwest has you covered. We'll have an all-time high 15 spring training games plus a season preview show. Live game coverage continues tomorrow when the Cardinals take on the Mets at noon. Cardinals baseball back on your home of the Redbirds, Fox Sports Midwest. This has been an entertaining game. If you're a fan of OVC basketball, then you've been treated to a good one. 66-60. Eastern Illinois over SIUe, and the scenario is simple for the Panthers of EIU. They must win to make next week's OVC tourney, or the Cougars of SIUe just trying to win the game to play the role of spoilers to a certain extent, but also to better their seed in that tournament.
Yeah, no question. I think there's some milestones as far as getting to 8-8 in the conference, which SIUe would with a win. They would get to 10 home wins overall this season. There's some numbers like that, but ultimately, you also want to be playing well going into the tournament.
That's right. Not a couple of losses in a row here at home, which it would be if they can't come back in this game for losing to Belmont back on Wednesday night. There's the foul by Donovan Stewart. 54.1 seconds to go, and a 6-point deficit to make up.
Ironically, for a team in SIUe that had been so good at home and had struggled so much on the road, if they don't come back in this one, their last win would have been a road win at Austin Peay.
To the line is Reggie Smith, a 72% free throw shooter. He hits the first.
Number 35, Chris Olivier. And number 3, Zach Dickerson.
Couple of changes here for the Panthers lineup. Second one coming for Reggie Smith, and it's also good. Back to an 8-point lead with 54 seconds to play. Donovan Stewart pushes it up quickly. The long three-pointer by Nunn is good. A 5-point deficit. Quickly fouled by Donovan Stewart is Dylan Chapman, the Belleville product, Belleville West, right here in the Edwardsville area, the metro east of St. Louis.
It's a deep three from Roselle Nunn.
Certainly was. Knocks it down. A 39% three-point shooter is Nunn. He gets a big one there.
Shooting 2, Dylan
Got 2 threes tonight, just 6 points for those all night.
This is the first, does Chapman. He's a 70% free throw shooter. The free throws have been the big difference in this game, as we highlighted much of the second half. Cougars have been pulled from the line, and Panthers have been able to get the job done for the most part. Stewart drives in and scores. Cuts it to 69-65, a 4-point deficit with 38.2 in the quick foul. And Reggie Smith will go to the line.
I'm sure that there was probably some setup. In fact, Tim Johnson was in the corner waiting maybe for the kick out. But Donovan Stewart wisely gets to the basket, get points. It was quicker. They knew that as soon as on the inbounds they were going to foul again. So it was a smart decision.
Exactly, and there's still 38 seconds to go. You've got to get the twos quickly and then foul. And for Donovan Stewart, 4 fouls now, so he can't be the one that quickly fouls now because you can ill afford to lose him at this juncture of the game. First free throw for Reggie Smith is good.
Checking in for the Cougars, number 15, Christian Salicic.
Smith now 13 points. Christian Salicic back in, bringing in some 3-point shooting help. Second one gets the shooter's touch.
Substitution for Eastern Illinois, checking in number 31, Alex Austin.
Alex Austin comes back in as well. Trying to get some better 3-point shooters in for Eastern Illinois. And here comes Donovan Stewart again, trailing 71-65. The shot no good. And he's got a foul, and that'll be his 5th. Tough night for the Cougars now. As you look at the scoreboard, you can't help but think of the missed opportunity at the free throw line, shooting just 39%. 9 of 23 compared to 24 of 33 for the Panthers of Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, really, and Eastern Illinois started, but I needed team was shooting very well at the free throw line. But Eastern Illinois is right now back to their season average. They came in at 72%. They're just about 73, and SIUe missed opportunities without a question.
15 points for Donovan Stewart. He's done. Timeout now on the floor. And looks like Eastern Illinois will be heading to the OVC tournament. The return trip for them and for their head coach Jay Spoonhour. So 2 years as the head coach and 2 trips to the conference tournament.
He's done a really, really nice job in Charleston and took over a program that certainly was struggling and really, and we saw Eastern Illinois on a Fox Sports game last year. In fact, you saw him a couple of times, and the turnaround that particular team made last season's team from start to finish was a really nice story. He had been playing so well down the stretch, and like you said, now he gets him in for the 2nd year in a row.
Well, if you can take a college basketball roster and basically you do away with 90% of it immediately and bring in the kind of student athletes that you'd like to have to run your particular style, and you supplement it with some junior college players, and it's worked out well for Jay Spoonhour now. The conference record year by year for SIUe, and you see an improvement each year in their 3 seasons in the OVC, the last 2, of course, being eligible for the postseason tourney, and this year they'll make it, but it doesn't appear that they will have that 8-8 conference record. It looks like more like 7-9 during the regular season. One more free throw for Chapman coming. He knocks that down and back to a 73-65 lead. Chris Davis, now with 25 seconds to play, he'll drive all the way in and jams it home. Still an opportunity, but you got to get the quick foul. They do. Salicic fouls Reggie Smith. Continue here with the free throws being at a premium. So valuable for the Panthers. And for Lennox Forest, they're still coaching away. You've got a senior standing there as well.
Take the teaching moments where they come, and don't wait till the end of the game and try to rehash it. There's something that you can do for a student athlete. I like that. I love to see the coaches do that immediately. They're talking to their guys on and off the floor.
And who knows, it could be a similar scenario when you get down to Nashville next week and have an opportunity to get a chip away to lead late. Now both teams appear to be heading to Nashville for that OVC tourney. Salisic, the three is good. 75-70. Quick foul. Chris Davis does get whistled for a foul against Reggie Smith.
SIUe foul ball number 1, Chris Davis.
One of those scenarios we're just going to keep having those fouls, but they're making the shots on the other end. As SIUe chips away, but immediately go to the other end, and Jay Spinauer's ball club able to knock down the free throw.
Credit to the Panthers for certain for being able to seal this one out.
First berth, as mentioned, in the OVC tourney for this young program, young for Division I, not a young basketball program overall, but young for Division I. And it's good. 7-point advantage again. And for the seniors on both clubs, well, there'll be more basketball to come in the OVC tournament. Led by Chris Davis with 6.3 seconds to play. They'll foul again, and this time it'll be Dylan Chapman going to the line. Some frustration, I'm sure, for Cougars fans, knowing that they had an opportunity to play the role of spoiler while already having a berth in that postseason tourney. But certainly the thrill for Panther fans knowing that they'll likely be in that tournament. And for SIUe fans, again, the Cougars not pleased that they'll likely be the 8th seed. In fact, they will be if they go on to lose this one, which it looks like they will. There's a look at what the brackets look like up to the minute.
Some of that might shift a little bit. It's pretty much decided at this point.
Davis scores at the buzzer. They'll count it. So 78-74 is the final.